What other games did you or movies did you play on? Because I saw Animatrix 2 is another strange one. I actually had that back in the day. It's mentioned on.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. So music is sort of the last thing that happens on a movie. So sometimes they'll have we'll do like emergency patches sometimes if they can't get space in wherever they usually did it in London or LA or whatever. But we'll also do like the whole thing in one situation. Like we did something called The Founder, which was Carter Burwell. It was some beautiful music, and it was sort of a shame the studio didn't really support it because I thought the movie was really good too. Lots of neat, fun clarinet stuff on that. But then, I think the Matrix stuff, they were doing those two movies all at once, and we were recording this stuff 3-4 weeks before the movies were released, because they have to film everything else and then they put the music on. And so sometimes these composers are being like, all right, hey, our usual guy can't do it. Can you write us, 30 minutes of music for tomorrow? And these guys just got to dash it right out.
And sorry, are you writing the music sometimes, or also playing it mostly, or?
No, I'm only playing it.
And The Founder, are you talking about the one that was about Ray Kroc?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Yeah. I thought
really
so too.
Great movie. I really liked it. Anyone who hasn't seen that, go check it out. It's a very interesting. Actually, I read the book too, which I think was called Grinding It Out, about Ray Kroc, his life. He's the McDonald's guy, of course. But The Founder was actually a really cool movie. So, yeah, that's really interesting. And so what about the playing differences then? So I mean, it's got to be a totally different type of pressure playing live, even though it is heard around the world, versus a more typical orchestral gig that's not broadcast around the world, and then recordings versus these film soundtracks, which might have only been written yesterday.
I find that the variety of the ways you play and the way you approach the music is greater in recording sessions than in, say, orchestral world, because in the orchestral world we all know the music usually. I mean, there's new pieces, of course, and we know how to play it. We know what sort of our role is. But when you're sight reading this music that's going to go on, a CD or a movie or a game, you have to make a lot of decisions independently. And if you notice something that seems like a wrong note, with your experience, you can just sort of change it, and you figure if they don't like what I just changed it to, they'll let us know, because these guys have really good ears. Also, I would say that recording for these things, there's a lot more money behind them than there is when you're recording, say, classical orchestral CDs, and I've recorded a number of those as well, and because of the time constraints and the money constraints, they kind of the classical stuff, they really have to just sort of crank it out. So you've got to be on your game, and if it's not great, then they're just going to take it anyway. But with the, like I mentioned, the Windows XP, we spent an hour on one note because they had money behind it. And sometimes we'll spend a long time getting everything exactly right. And mostly it's about lining up, because they can always, fuss with the dials if they want to get balanced things. One of the funniest things, though, happened, clarinet specific, in... I forget what movie it was. It might have been Wedding Crashers, but it was some movie where I was playing, and in the part it said Eastern European Jewish style. And so I played this big solo, and I klezmered it up, and I'm sliding, and I'm lots of vibrato, and I got the tone going, the Woody Allen tone. And so they come over the speaker after the first take, and they're like, whoa, that sounds too much like klezmer.
That's what you asked for.
Duh.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Then we do the second take, and it's totally straight, and I play it straight, and they come over the speaker, and they're like, maybe we should dial that back up to klezmer again.
Yeah.